Hey everyone, it's Amy and Wiz, and we've been talking a little bit in the studio or a whole bunch lately about some of our athletes who combine more Pilates with their athlete training. And so Wiz and I have been having these ongoing conversations about performance levels, activity levels, endurance, and all of this stuff. So I thought we should share some of the conversations that we've actually been having. So I'll ask you the question now on camera that we were talking about before of, do you notice the difference in some of our athletes when they're just doing athlete performance versus our athletes who are doing athlete performance and Pilates sessions on the equipment?
I do see the difference. That there is a difference for sure.
All right, what is it?
The number one thing I would say, just knowing where you're at in space and time, right? Like, okay, you're stepping. Are you stepping 3 feet or 3 inches, right? Do you know where your foot is? I know that's a weird example, but the body awareness, spatial awareness, core, not only just strength, but ability to use it rather than not using it, because that's needed every time you're loading yourself. You need your core, bar and back, etc. And as well as it's great for that injury prevention, just getting those ranges of motion that I don't necessarily make you do in a weight room per se. But yes, there is a difference for sure with the athletes that do the Pilates and the training and just the training. It is a nice cherry on top, if you will. Like it's like, and it fills in a lot of those gaps. Like we always talk about, strength fills in a lot of gaps. I would say the Pilates fills in another layer of those gaps. And it's really cool to see, you know, even over weeks, just seeing an athlete change a little bit when they're bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And so we have a lot of athletes that maybe do 2 training a week and 1 Pilates. We have others that do 2 and 2. I noticed one of the things, you know, being in the Pilates studio all day long, was in the strength side all day long. So when I'm having conversations with the athletes, the things that I hear all the time from our swimmers, especially our higher level swimmers, that they're shaving more time off during their race times, that they're not ending up with as many shoulder related issues, that, you know, kicking through the water, there's so much leg and glute and low back that the Pilates counteracts and counterbalances that. And for those of you that know swimmers, many of them are very kyphotic, right? They're very flat feet, a lot of the best swimmers, and really long extremities. So the work that we do to kind of counterbalance that in the Pilates studio is really important. From our golfers and lacrosse players and tennis players, all those rotational things, baseball players, huge ranges of motion, especially when they really learn how to use their body differently and not rely so much on their
here, but here.
Exactly. So whatever they're holding stick wise or what have you, racket wise, they're using their body differently. So fewer injuries
using
that
the
way.
Right muscles.
Using the right muscles
rather
for
swinging
it.
with your arms, swinging with the body, and using that. Yeah.
Totally. So I hear that from a lot of people. And then, you know, our volleyball players and basketball players, the ability to have that where am I in space, right? That proprioception, but also that ground reactivity in the ankle and leg strength, working with the core, knowing where they are, but also improving their timing on their jumps and the height of the jumps. So their overall reactivity.
Power and reactivity with the jumps, absolutely, because the spatial awareness adds to that. You don't have to do the jumping in the reformer for that. It's just everything else adds into that for sure.
But also using the jump board and doing some of the jumping
really
helps.
drives it home, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even for Mano, that's cool. So yeah, the feet is huge.
Yeah. So all right, there you have it. The difference between some of the athletes who are just working on strength versus the athletes that are combining the Pilates with their strength here at the studio, and the results that we're seeing. So in case you're wondering, that's the details. All good stuff. Peace.